Alright everybody, welcome back to Ether Brandon's Garage. Today, we got a little treat for y'all. I got to use the 830 today, and I figured y'all might enjoy it too. Because I know the enjoyment I got from it is exponential. And so I wanted to share that with y'all. So as you can tell, the old trusty 830 is hooked up to my father's Kuhn SR110 wheel rake, which it's 5 wheels on each side. I like it. It's a very, very nice rake. It picks up trash good. It does not. I can pick up 2 windrows at a time, which I think it's like 22 foot wide or something. I don't know. We have it set as wide as it goes. And it works really good. I got to use my dual hydraulics. I did a couple things to get this tractor to where I could use it to rake hay, because I've just been playing with it and I ain't really tried to use it much. First thing I did that was worth its weight in gold was I actually had, this is a factory John Deere umbrella bracket. And I mean, you can see the JD emblem right there. Like this was delivered on a tractor. I don't remember which one I got it, but I just had it on the shelf. And I have this umbrella that one of my buddies got me, and it makes running an open cab tractor so much more livable. Another thing I did, which I think y'all already gonna see this video, I resealed the cover for the injector pumps, which I filmed that, and hopefully I'll put that up before I put the raking video up. I don't know. I'm so excited about how good the tractor did raking. We did have 2 casualties of war. I actually bolted the hood on, and I lost the nut for this one. And then whenever I was almost done, I went and sat in the tractor in the 6130 with my dad, just to kill a little bit of time, because I needed him to do some raking before I could rake those 2 little triangles. And I got back in the tractor, and the clutch, she's about left to chat. I engaged the clutch, and it's like started slow, and then it sped up, and I'm like, oh no. But we made it through the raking, which I knew this clutch, it's on its way out. I've had it apart before. Somebody assembled it backwards, and it's worn out, which I just need to get a new one. It's no big deal. Another thing I did was I actually strapped the batteries down, because that's kind of something I needed to do, because we don't have any keeping them in here. And with 24 volt, 12 volts is one thing, 24 is a whole new animal. Texas Keykeeper, he told me one day he was tightening the batteries on a 730 diesel, which is 24 volt too. And he said he accidentally crossed the terminals with the wrench, and he said about melted the wrench in half. Which I have accidentally arced 24 volts before from a wrench, and it suffered substantial losses. So, getting into it, a couple other things I did, which stuff that should be done, but this thing was apart whenever I bought it, and I've just been putting it off. The brakes now have springs, which they're supposed to mount to a cover that goes behind this, which I have, but my battery cables I got made for this are too short, and I can't run them under the station, so they're here until I decide to go spend another couple $100 to get new cables, or longer cables. I was raking in 5th gear, which if you look at tractor data, it says 6.8 wide open. The GPS app on my phone said I was running 7 at wide open. But because it's so windy, you can see in the footage, like the umbrella about blew off once or twice. You can see, and so I wasn't trying to get too far ahead of him, and as a result, I was about half throttle most of the time, which I was still making tracks ahead of him. He's probably baling about 5, but that's a twine baler, and so at each stop, he has to sit there for 60 seconds while it wraps the bale. While I was running the tractor, which I don't think this has a thermostat, but it might, I have no idea. The temperature got to 160 and it hung out there. If I let the tractor sit in idle, which I did a couple times because I ran back to the house to get some stuff. If I let it sit in idle, it would come down to about 150. And then if I was going for a while, it'd go up to about 165. I was more than happy with that. It's kind of been a budget build. And so this seat battery box is off my parts tractor. The seat cushion, I was given a seat cushion, but I think it's for like a 40 or a 420. And the seat cushion is off my styled 1947B. And it made it much more comfortable to drive. The tractor has so much power. And, well, the main thing is torque, not necessarily power. 5th gear, that's 7 miles an hour. 6th gear is 12, which I never put it in 6. No need to. I left it in 5th. And I have a video, which my neighbor John, he told me to say Genius John, but I'm going to lean more towards Big John. He was filming. He came and he wanted to see the operation, and he ended up filming some for me. And there's a footage where I have the tractor idled all the way down in 5th gear and the rake's down, which, I mean, I really don't think this has that much drag or power loss. But in 5th gear, I could engage the clutch, and that tractor just lugs down and it'll sit there and idle in 5th gear, pulling the rake. I just thought that was cool. Like, how many of these new tractors can you do that with? Because this 2-cylinder just has, because it's naturally aspirated, just has absolutely gobs of torque. At 6145, I've just tried to have it idled and let the clutch out slowly, and I stalled it several times. I never stalled this, and I started it idled probably 5 or 6 times, and like, it did not care. And I mean, I don't know how much diesel I burned. It does not look like much, because I put a stick in there and it was kind of low, and so I put a little bit more diesel in there. But for running it for a couple hours, like, once I cranked it to put diesel in it, I never shut it off. And like, mine, Big John ran me back up to the house because I wanted to get some water. Because even though I rebuilt this water pump, it still has a slight seep whenever it's running. And I guess I hadn't ran it long enough, and like started to get above 160. I'm like, go take me back to the house to get some water. And I put not even a quarter of a gallon of water in it. And after that, it's like I didn't even mess with it. A couple things I still need to do is, so I have a parts 830 where it threw a rod from the story I know. The hydraulic, this is for your live hydraulics, and this is the on-off. So whenever you turn it off, it just disconnects the pump. But I mean, you have to have hydraulics to raise and lower the rake. And this is not supposed to spin 360 degrees. It's supposed to just spin 180, one way and then the other way. Which I have a better one on my parts tractor. I might try to swap that on there. I know it works, but I just figured y'all might want to see this. So I guess now I need to go and hook the rake. But I just thought that was cool. Well, alrighty. Y'all don't have too much fun. We'll catch y'all next time.